Hi, guys, and welcome. My name is Imani, and I'm the coordinator in community engaged learning at Kent State University. I hope this first part of your Common Conversations experience helped you to clarify what you hope to accomplish this semester and how to set yourself up for a successful Kent State career. We have designed this next block of time to build on your previous conversations and to make it easier for you to pursue the commitments you've established. We've asked people associated from different community focused opportunities to join us today so that you can hear directly from them about their transformative experiences with the hope that it may spark ideas about how you can follow through with steps for action. Service and philanthropy is a large part of the culture here at Kent State. In fact, the university was founded in 1910 after William Kent donated 53 acres of his farmland, the land that would be known to be Kent State University. It's our intention that you not only receive a world-class education during your time as a Golden Flash, but that you develop a passion for serving the needs of your community and graduate with a commitment to positive change. First, a little bit about our office. Community Engaged Learning, also known as CEL, at Kent State, helps students advance social change by connecting your academic and personal interests and talents with local, regional, and global opportunities, while also helping you to develop a variety of skills employers are looking for. We offer short-term experiences like our monthly days of service, during which students travel to different sites around Kent for a few hours to work on a variety of service projects with nonprofit agencies. We offer longer immersive experiences like our alternative break trips, which provide travel experiences organized around one particular social issue or community challenge. Students have learned about human trafficking at the state capitol in Columbus, Ohio, rebuilt homes after natural disasters in New Orleans and Houston, and celebrated the LGBTQ community in support of the 50th anniversary of World Pride in New York, and supported clean water initiatives in the Dominican Republic. Locally, we support hunger fighting initiatives through our campus kitchen program. Using recovered food that otherwise would go to waste, we are able to hold a biweekly food pantry on campus for students, faculty and staff, and community members, as well as make nutritious hot meals for local social service agencies. Finally, Community Engaged Learning, or CEL, has also leadership roles in our department. All of what we do is led by dedicated and passionate students who lead service and reflections and work directly with community organizations on original projects. While things may look a little different this year due to the pandemic, we're committed to connecting you with our amazing community partners so that you can start or continue your journey of impact. So, how do you get involved? The best way to stay involved The best way to stay in touch with our office is definitely through social media. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Kent State CEL. Again, that's KENTSTATECEL. And we have a biweekly newsletter you can subscribe to at our website at kent.edu/community. Now, we're excited to introduce to you some of our partners who will share information with you about exciting opportunities they've either experienced themselves as students or connected as they teach as faculty members. We will start with Amanda Bevington. Amanda, can I have you say your name, your role, and what work or activities at Kent State you've been a part of?
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Amanda Bevington. I am a two-time Kent State University alum. So I received my bachelor's and my master's degree from Kent State. And some of the experiences that I was involved with, I did a lot in terms of getting involved in the community and on campus, but specifically in this realm, I was a student service leader, and I also was a trusty campus kitchen volunteer. So I was very frequent volunteering on at the campus kitchen. And then I did a lot of alternative breaks, whether it was spring break, fall break, and I actually ended up getting to facilitate the planning of some of those experiences as well, which was really rewarding.
Thank you, Amanda. That sounds amazing. Next, we'll have Anna Smith.
Hi, my name's Anna Smith, and I graduated from Kent State in 2018 with a bachelor's in marketing. While I was in school, I did a number of Super Service Saturdays. I don't know if they're still called that. And I did a weekend alternative break trip to Ohio City in Cleveland, where we learned about gentrification. And I would say that those were the most impactful things that I did while I was a student. It helped me to better understand my community and what was going on in it, and my skill set and what I could do with it. So now I work in fundraising and communications for a nonprofit in Columbus.
Awesome, Anna. Thank you so much. And last but not least, we have Stephanie Smith.
Hi, everyone. I am a faculty member at Kent State, but I also earned my undergraduate degree there in journalism, went on to get my graduate degree at Harvard, but came back to Kent State after about 30 years working for the federal government. And I love being at Kent State. I love teaching freshmen and undergraduate students. It's be my delight if you were in my class. And I feel very passionately about community service. I not only do it myself and am vitally engaged in it, but I also teach it. I teach activism and advocacy. I teach how to use multimedia skills to create social justice movements and to help those ideas spread, how to tell powerful stories that mobilize others to your cause. So I hope to have the chance to tell you a little bit about that today, and to tell you about a brand new minor that we have that might be of interest to you, especially as CCI students. But let me just say, first and foremost, welcome to Kent State, because we have been waiting for you for a long time, and we're very excited that you're with us.
Wow, that is amazing. We have such a great panel. I'm so excited to get started with you guys. You guys have such great insight. And so let's start with Amanda. Amanda, how did you use your experience of community service and community engagement to serve you in your now role?
Yeah, so I was very much so a freshman who had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. And I did know, though, that I wanted to be involved in the community, and I wanted to get involved with service experiences when I went to college, whatever that looked like. And so that's how I stumbled upon the campus kitchen and becoming a student service leader. And through that role, I was able to get out in the community and not only volunteer, but I was able to do that alongside my peers. And I was also the individual in charge of facilitating the dialogue, the reflection after our experience. And I found those moments incredibly rewarding. So that kind of led me down the path of figuring out what I wanted to do. And right now I work in higher education as an administrator. And I am going to, in a couple weeks, actually be starting a position within our Center for Community Engagement. So around community engaged learning experiences and civic engagement. And so that directly relates back to all of my experiences in undergrad and what I was exposed to, and really being able to dive in and find what I was passionate about in undergrad through those involvement experiences. So I would say that the moments that this office and these experiences have provided me is now what I'm trying to do for other students who are in your shoes right now. And so I'm really excited. It's really coming full circle in a couple weeks for me, and as I make a transition in my job. So I'm excited to work with students and develop the opportunities that I found so beneficial and meaningful for me.
Wow, that's awesome, Amanda. It really sounds like this experience helped you to find your passion. Like you were able to use these experiences to find exactly what you wanted, which is amazing. Anna, can you tell me what is your best memory from the experiences that you've had with CEL?
Yeah, I have a lot of great memories of serving through CEL. I met a lot of friends, made a lot of connections, some who have helped me in my career even. But I actually think that my best memory, so the thing I loved most about serving was talking to others who we were serving and getting a full picture of the lives that other people were living and understanding what was really happening in my community. But probably my favorite was, I just remember one day serving at a food pantry or a soup kitchen, and my friend and I were playing cards with kids. And it was just, I don't know how much of a long-term impact that made, but it was so cool to sit down with somebody and connect with people who I never would have had a chance to meet in such a fun way that was really universal.
Wow, Anna, that sounds really awesome, especially the fact that you don't really know what impact you've made on someone, but you just trust that whatever you've done, it's for the betterment of a community. That's really amazing. Stephanie, can you talk more about how you encourage in your classrooms students to be engaged in advocacy and activism and overall community service?
Well, it's funny that you say encourage, Imani, because it actually is required. In my classrooms, students always work on campaigns. They always work as activists, sometimes street activists, sometimes more professional media consultants and advocates. And so we have had clients that have wanted us to educate whole communities on the risks of opioid addiction. And so we've done a big campaigns on that. I had a class where the students were totally focused on helping with the crisis of childhood trauma. My class this semester will look at getting out the vote for the upcoming national election. And we've done everything from looking at how to lessen our reliance on fossil fuels. We've done environmental justice in the spring, in which we looked at how COVID was going to disproportionately impact people of color, the elderly, and people in poverty. And we have also done things like World Water Awareness. So we're always doing advocacy, activism, telling stories, planning creative tactics. My students have done everything from organizing protests, rallies, leafleting, sit-ins, die-ins, phone banking, boycotting. I will share a secret. If the CCI students won't tell anyone, we even practice how to participate nonviolently in a mass arrest. So we use a whole range of tactics to look at the advocacy and activist toolkit. And we always involve ourselves in social, racial, economic, healthcare, and climate justice. That's always a theme in my classes.
That's really awesome, Miss Stephanie. I really wish at this point I was a CCI major. To be so involved in community activism, specifically at a time such as this, is really important. And so if I can encourage you guys, because you aren't taking a class of mine, to really get involved with Miss Stephanie and her classes and get involved with CEL. Continuing on, off my soapbox. Amanda, can you please share with me how you would say this experience that you've had with CEL has allowed you to be more resilient?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say in so many ways, I think that getting out in the community and understanding more about other individuals and communities' experiences that I'm not necessarily a part of has been incredibly empowering for me. And then I would also say just being able to dialogue with those individuals and being alongside my peers through that experience, I have been able to become really comfortable and be able to navigate difficult conversations and being willing and being able to process those and learn from them. And so kind of not always just backing away from something, but learning how to navigate and go through the difficulties has been really important. And I think I've done that because I've exposed myself to getting involved in the community and being open-minded and being willing to engage with others in, like I mentioned, those difficult conversations.
That's awesome. And it sounds like that was an experience that, you didn't really receive in the classroom. Not that your classroom didn't prepare you for those, but having hands-on experiences with CEL and with the experiences allowed you to go even further in that experience. That's awesome. We're coming a little close on time, so I'm just going to ask one more question to Anna and Stephanie, and then we'll close out. Anna, can you share with me how you would say, or share with us how you would say this experience has allowed you to be more focused on social change and advocacy?
Yeah. So through serving others, I think that you get a better understanding of what's happening in your community. And you might know that there are problems existing, but you might not know the full scope of them. So for me, my big experience while serving was realizing that was a common problem and a common barrier to driving social change, was just a lack of understanding. So I realized that as someone who was going into a communication field, that was really a place where I could make that difference. I don't know how big of a difference I can make in my lifetime, but I know that I'm going to work as hard as I can to make sure that whatever that difference is, that it happens. So once I kind of made that determination for my life, I've had all sorts of opportunities to talk with more people and share that understanding of my community and help other people to understand how they can also start to chip away at the problems that we're all seeing in our community.
Awesome, Anna. Thank you so much for sharing. And lastly, Ms. Stephanie, can you please describe how you've seen students' experiences in the community positively impact their academic performance?
Absolutely. I think they grow as communication professionals. It's one thing to learn the theory and to look at best practices of making a public service announcement or a short video. It's another thing to have to work with a client and with people who are seriously addicted to drugs in making that video. You become a deeper human. You become someone who really can stretch and develop your professional toolkit, and the reward you feel inside for having done a job that not only pleases a client, but makes a difference to people, to families, to communities, is just unsurpassed. And so I think it does everything to bring real life into the classroom, to give students experiences that are unparalleled, because they're not just academic, they're seriously applied experiences, but they're also fun and wildly creative. And it gives students important content for their resumes, and that's really important. And can I just say one more thing, Imani, a little plug? This is for all Kent State undergraduate students, but since I have an audience of CCI students, just this fall, for the first time ever, we're launching our new media advocacy minor. So if you want to minor in how to use multimedia skills to change the world, this is a minor that you want to know more about, and you can drop me a note, and maybe I can provide my email address to Imani or someone, and I'll be happy to tell you about this minor, because it's 18 hours, and in 18 hours, you can have a really, really solid and creative, fun, important, meaningful experience. Thank you.
Wow, so much information within this short amount of time. Unfortunately, we have to stop here. But again, even though this event is closing, my email will be available to you guys for you guys to engage in service activities. And Ms. Stephanie is a faculty, so you have access to her email. So as we're ending our time with you, please, and you're going to start one more common conversation activity. We want to point out something about service that is quite complex. When we think of service as an act when we think of service, we think of it as an act that involves us and other people. that we can see or communicate with, or someone we know, or someone we can get to know. But a big part of service does operate on that framework, such as tutoring. Tutoring is a good example of that direct service of getting to know someone, connecting with them. But through this conversation, I hope you were able to find that some examples of service are indirect, specifically with Anna, having conversations with people, and you don't really get to see the benefits of the service that you've completed. So an example of this would be wearing a mask. Wearing a mask is helpful. So is painting a playroom at a local after-school facility. You paint the room, and then you don't really get to hear about how the students respond to it. Service can also be self-focused. So acts such as self-care, like seeing a therapist, or exercising, getting sleep, please, freshmen, college students, please sleep. Those are all ways that we can serve ourselves. And when positively changing our communities and serving ourselves is an important part of serving others. You may have already heard the phrase, flashes take care of flashes. And we've adopted that phrase as a university community, not because it's something that can be easily on a slogan or easily on a flyer, but because service to others and to ourselves is a community value. It's part of our institutional identity. And we hope by our conversation today, you are able to enact that value in your own experience at Kent State, starting with this semester. So I want to thank Amanda, Anna, and Stephanie for their time. And I want to thank all of my CCI students who were able to spend a couple of minutes with me. Thank you, and go Flashes.